Hello, this is BlueStar, Defender of Equestria, and this is my 1,000 subscribers special. Yo, yes! I knew this day would come. Yes, I've been secretly waiting for it and stuff like that, but But anyway, so yes, it's like as always, thank you to all my subscribers and everything for subscribing, commenting, liking, and yo! Without you, none of this would be worthwhile. So yes, I'm glad that people are continuing to like and enjoy my content and everything like that. So, I'm gonna answer a few questions that I got on my 1,000 subscriber video thing. I actually tried to, I thought I could do this in a rambling format, but that completely failed because some of these questions were a lot harder than I thought they were. So I've actually written the answers on my my little computer thing here. So so anyway, that's good. Well, I'm sure I'm gonna get people's names wrong, so sorry about that. So anyway, so I'm gonna try, but so anyway, let's get on with this then. Okay, so Bumblebee 1041995 Changelings, you've given an opinion about Chrysalis, which was very good, by the way. Thank you! But I want to hear what you think about Changelings in general. I sense another future video. Oh dear. I sense another future video, but I think in short, I like the Changelings, but they sound male to me. Also, another interesting thing is that they are technically all alicorns, so one of my theories is that maybe at one point a pony or multiple ponies tried to ascend to an alicorn and failed and got turned into changelings. Oh dear. I don't think that's very likely, though that might explain why they have holes in their legs and things like that. I must admit, that's a little creepy thought that I had, was that if Chrysalis is sort of the queen bee of the changelings, then all the changelings are her children. But I don't think that's true, and I don't think they'd go down that road, because that's definitely creepy. But as always, I need more information before I can make a really good analysis. But again, that's what makes MLP cool, so yo-ho. But I've heard that some people have given the changelings a pretty good backstory and culture, and that's cool. Good for them. And I'm sure we will be seeing them again. They shall return. Ooh, that could be bad. Anyway, Brony guy, how many guns do you have? Well, if you mean real guns, then 0. 'Cause real guns are dangerous. But when it comes to fake guns, well, you've probably already seen this before, which I refer to, for people who don't know, this is my caster and stuff like that. It's made of metal! Oh! That hurts. Oh, yes, I made that. I made it myself. It's basically what you could do with some plumbing pipe, parts from the Custom Sabers shop, and some cheap scopes I found online. Yo! Yes, but I have 2 other of my fake guns. This, which is another Nerf blaster. I like Nerf blasters; they're fun. And it must have had some pretty cool things. It's like it has a retractable magazine, which is cool. You know. Sorry, back to my script. I like this one because it's been well thought out and it appears to be well made. And as an engineering type person, I appreciate those kind of things. I mean, for what it is, it's pretty cool. You know, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's a $20 Nerf gun, but you know, it works pretty good to me, and I like it, and it's been well thought out and stuff like that. Yes, and I love this sound. It's like, that sound is actually part of my caster sound effect thing. So, yeah, I think I might do a brief video on that at some point of, like, go into the, quote-unquote, the gun foley of that sound effect. Because I made that sound effect myself and stuff like that. So that was cool. So, anyway, moving on. My other little Nerf pistol thing, which is this, which you've probably seen. Oh, by the way, this didn't come of it. I found this. I bought this online, stuff like that. But, again, I love that sound too. It's actually part of the sound effect too. But again, this thing actually used to spring back like this, but I broke it or something, so now it doesn't. I like it, you know, I like it. It's nice and simple, and it's cool looking. I like it. The interesting thing with this is, okay, the thing with this pistol is that I've actually found this on the sidewalk near my house. I spotted it one day and I left it for a day in the small but unusual possibility that somebody would come back for it, and no one did, so I took it home. I figured no one else wanted it, so well, I'll take it. But sometimes I feel kind of bad about doing that. That maybe the person came back and where did? But anyway, I do like things like this because, well, they're toys. They're toys. That's basically what comes down to it. Yes, I'm just going back and forth between my script and sort of rambling and stuff like that. I do like them because they are toys and they're fun and all that stuff. Yeah, real guns are dangerous. Real guns kill people and stuff like that. So that's not cool. And that's something I really wanted to encourage. So, more on that in a moment. But yeah, before I go into a big speech or something, I'm gonna end this here. So, because I don't want to go into a big speech on this and stuff like that. Anyway, I've been thinking about making 2 new casters. This 2 new casters, kind of in this style. But sort of a combination of this and this, which is the OC version, my pony version of my caster and stuff like that. But also making them shorter, since I like long guns, but the problem is that it's difficult, as you can see, to get it in the shot sometimes, to keep it in frame. So, and I was thinking making them out of PVC because it'll be a lot easier and simple to work with, and I intend to do it and make them in the more of a quote-unquote the illustrative style of the show, so making it out of like metal and stuff like that won't make sense and stuff like that. So and also doing them in the style of one in Celestia and the other in the style of Luna, because to sort of mirror my cutie mark, which the sun and the moon symbol are really kind of meant to sort of actually to make things easier myself, the sun and the moon symbol on this sort of are meant to sort of in a way basically represent Luna and Celestia and or Equestria or something like that. So I figured that'd be kind of cool to have one blaster be kind of in this one caster in the style of like the day and the night and stuff like that, and that'd be cool. And I'd probably switch between the 2 once in a while, or maybe I'd try to somehow hold both at the same time because they'll be shorter and that might be possible and stuff like that. But anyway, I honestly don't know if I'm gonna get around to doing that because I actually enjoyed making this, but it did take quite a bit of time and stuff to quote unquote develop and stuff like that. So I don't honestly know if I'm gonna get around to doing that. But I kind of like everyone's opinion on that. Is that something? Would that be bad? I mean, is it okay staying with this? Because the one thing I kind of don't want. I mean, I kind of don't like trying to. I like guns. Guns are cool from engineering standpoints and stuff like that, but I kind of resist trying to insert them into My Little Pony. I'd like to make this a little bit more, a little more, quote-unquote, ponyfied in a way. Make it less look like an actual gun and more like a kind of unicorn horn thing that my caster that my OC's caster kind of looks like. But I kind of like your thoughts on that. And or is this perfectly fine? I like this thing. It's just it just does get a little troublesome that it's so long and stuff like that. But anyway, and it'd just be fun as well to do anyway. I think that answer was a lot longer than you were expecting, but. Oh dear, yes, I must resist doing that, because otherwise this video will be really long, like the first time I tried to do this. Okay, so anyway, moving on. Flashfire. Do you play Dungeons & Dragons? If so, what's your favorite class? Unfortunately, no, I do not, but being a sniper/marksman at heart person, I'd say archer. Archery is cool! I actually did try that once, it was actually kind of fun. But anyway, enough of that. Okay, so, Jacob Sola. Question, how do you think Spike will win over Rarity? Oh dear, that's tough. I don't really know if they're going to pursue that since it's such an unusual thing. As I've said before, this relationship is kind of creepy to me since not only is this a cross-species relationship, but Rarity is in theory much older than Spike is. However, if they did decide to have Spike win over Rarity somehow, I guess he could do it by continually showing her that he truly cares about her, by always being there, especially when she's in trouble, kind of like in the last episode in Simple Ways and stuff like that. It was much more subtle in that episode, but I mean, yeah, to probably do what he's been doing, to help out Rarity, show that he's always there for Rarity. I mean, because I think Rarity always appears to be interested in ponies that ultimately don't care about her and don't want to have anything to do with her sometimes. And perhaps when she finally sees that he really does care about her, she might start to be interested in him. It's like, Spike was always there for me. and stuff like that, which ultimately, in a long-term relationship, is really the big thing that obviously makes those relationships last and stuff like that. But let's just say, I'm not the person to be asking relationship questions about, because I'm a loner. I'm definitely a loner. I'm gonna just leave that there. It also might be good if he actually told her how he feels, since every pony but her seems to know about this. Well, unless you count what happened in The Secret of My Existence. It's actually been a while since I've seen that, so I believe that he was going to tell her, but then Brody says, no, I know. Maybe she thought she knew, but she didn't. Or maybe she did, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Lore Weaver Knight. Okay, we're just thinking, hey, BlueStar, congrats on the 1,000 subs. Thank you. How's the weather up where you live? Cold, really, really cold, and there's a lot of snow on the ground. I could go outside and film a winter wrap-up segment, but except spring won't be here the following morning. Just a second. It's like, it's so cold one time I had to wear my special ski mittens, and even they've turned blue. Actually, right now it's actually getting a lot. It's not being quite so cold and stuff like that, but it's definitely been cold and lots of snow. We're definitely tired of snowstorms. We're getting one big snowstorm after the other. Not fun, but oh well. So yeah. Oh. So do you have any more ideas for your BlueStar story? Well, yes I do. I really need to get back, and honestly haven't been working as hard as I should have been. And I've let games like World of Tanks, the 360 beta, distract me. So BlueStar has not been on... It's on the list, but currently isn't my top priority right now. But I am going to try to re-record BlueStar 3 soon, and or release what I have so far. And as soon as I get my list of videos a little bit more under control and stuff like that, I might actually have to resort to writing a script beforehand and then reciting it and stuff, since I wasn't too happy with my first attempt at BlueStar 3, and I'm finding it hard to get back into the quiet zone that I find I really need to compose it the way I have. I mean, the reason I do it this way is because I can compose something an hour and a half, something that would take much longer to do by writing it out, but it's hard for me sometimes to get into that zone because I've honestly not been feeling so well, and just noise and stuff. I mean, that is a solid hardwood door that I just got recently for my birthday to hopefully deal with that a little bit. And for the most part, it's been successful, but sometimes it's like it's hard to just let go and stuff when there's noise and stuff and and jets flying overhead. If I ever make a bazillion money, if I ever make bazillions of money, and when I finally move out of mommy and daddy's house, I might build a sound stage or something somewhere. Anyway, enough of that. So, apples or bananas? Apples? Okay, I like apples. Apples are cool. So, next, Pinkie Pie Lover. Who is your favorite antagonist on the show so far? What is your favorite line from this character? That's a tough one, because I guess Sunset Simmer, but Crystals comes in a very close second because they're both cunning, smart, and they're pretty evil. But I'm glad that Sunset Shimmer could be redeemed at the end. That's just so nice. But yeah, I do like, I will take over the world kind of characters, because like, as I said during my Crystals video, like the characters get so complicated and involved in stuff. It's like, sometimes like I can't decide if I hate them or not. It's just like to have characters who have a simple motivation. Sometimes like, I want to take over the world. Yes. I'm officially lifting this spoiler warning thing on Equestria Girls because I'm tired of doing that. I hate doing spoiler warnings, but one last time, spoiler warnings for Equestria Girls. Well, sort of, I guess. Well, we'll see. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, I'm sure I'm going to comment more on Sunset Shimmer in the future. Definitely going to make a video on her at some point. But my favorite line from her is, "What is happening?" Because I think she's thinking, "Oh, my plan was perfect. How could this be happening to me?" Oh no! Because I'm sure she knows what's happening. She just doesn't understand why. Which, in a way, I think was the entire point of that. And I'm just going to leave that there. How did you come up with your OC design? Well, I googled around and I found this image, and I used it to base my template off of. This image is the direct clone of that image as BlueStar. Look, it's BlueStar as a teenager. I guess, I don't know. But I like this pony's hair, and I decided to stretch him out, make him a little bigger, and basically make him look more older and closer to my age, which the main six's ages are, I think, it's unofficially they're 15 to 20, and in a way, Equestria Girls kind of confirmed that. I know there's some debate about that, but I think they're definitely a little younger than I am and stuff like that, so I made my OC a little bit older. Anyway, I'm not really good at ponies. I don't do ponies. I do hardware. You want me to design a cool looking gun or something like that, or a starship or something? I can do that. Ponies, don't. Maybe I should just try that a little bit more at some point. But I did try to draw Rainbow Dash at one point, but it didn't work out very well. But whatever. But anyway, but yeah, I'm not really good at ponies, especially the facial expressions. It's like I actually commissioned someone to make some guides for me for the eyes and stuff. It's like I know how to use Illustrator fairly well, but I can't do things like eyes and facial expressions and things. But I think the current version of BlueStar is actually pretty good, and I like it. I must admit I cheated a little with his armor. It's not exactly what is in the show, but because the unicorn armor, it has like that saddle thing, which I didn't add. I did because I was trying to make his armor a little more custom. Like I was like somehow it was gonna somehow fit the caster on it and stuff like that, I think. Or maybe I was just lazier. I don't know. But anyway, and for some reason, I didn't make the star in the front the right color. It's supposed to be like blue or like cyan or something like that, but I just left it gold. I mean, I could do like a little badge thing for BlueStar, but I feel like BlueStar's not important enough to do that. Shining Armor is, but he's yeah, we'll see about that. He's not like a captain of the Royal Guard or anything like that. I think only captains of the Royal Guard get that. They get to have like their own personal emblems on the front. All the others get the star. I didn't decide. For some reason, I didn't make the star the blue, whatever. But anyway, I think because I just didn't like it. But whatever. Yes, I also changed the color and the style of the thing on top of his helmet, which I don't know what the name of is. And I engraved his cutie mark on the side of his armor since I really wanted to show it. And ultimately, I made BlueStar's armor a little bit more him and more reflecting of him and stuff like that, because that's just part of his character. He doesn't want to be like everybody else. And obviously in the military, that's a really bad thing. But, it's like, that's definitely a reflection of my thing. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to have, just a little bit, just make things a little bit me and stuff like that. Maybe not in a major way, but, and stuff like that. So I'm not just simply a clone of something else. So anyway, next question. Who is your favorite background pony? Well, the background ponies in general don't really get to do very much, so there's not much to like or dislike or to judge them on. So I don't really have one favorite pony. I kind of like them all. It's like, and stuff like that. But I guess if I had to pick one, I guess Bon Bon, because her hair seems to catch my eye a lot, and I seem to notice her most of the time. But Derpy is always cool. She's always cool. I mean, she has the fans have obviously given her a lot of interesting things. I mean, yeah, all this backstory stuff for all these background ponies is kind of cool, but it, in terms of the show, doesn't count. So, so it's difficult to judge. I want to judge things based on what the show is and not what the fans do to a point and stuff like that. So I don't really have a favorite. So, but I must admit, I like the stallion that's in Princess Twilight Sparkle Part 2 because he's a unicorn, he's yellow, and he has a blue star as a cutie mark. So he kind of reminds me of BlueStar. But of course, that's being a little biased, and that's a little silly too. Oh dear. Anyway, so moving on. Mew Fangirl, what is your favorite color? Well, at first it was green, but now it's blue and yellow. But since I can only have one favorite color, I'll pick blue. Blue's nice. Oh dear. I'm sure I'm going to get this name wrong. Sasa Mishan? Sorry. you gave me enough ideas and things to make like 10 videos, so like, which is cool, thanks. But sometimes I get overwhelmed sometimes. Anyway, but thank you for. I love it when people do give me things to think about, but sometimes it can be very overwhelming. But anyway, enough of that. So, well, actually, here's some things I've decided to comment, like ideas for me to do for the reaction video. Well, first ideas, I would love to see reactions to the videos that got me into MLP. Death Battle Rainbow Dash versus Starscream. Okay. And Turnabout Storm. Okay, yeah, so it's like possibly, but I must have been fan works. Get me a little nervous because some of them can be pretty dark and scary and or inappropriate, and maybe I will react to those at some point, but I resist watching fan works. It's like I don't want anything to threaten my my view and my opinion of the show, and sometimes watching one of those can really watch. It's like, no, I want to forget that line that someone said. It's like, no. I don't want anything to threaten how I view the show. Sometimes I must admit. I mean, that sounds silly in the way it is, but so I resist fan work. Some of them are really good. Like I really liked. I mean, like the big three: Snowdrop, what was it? Yeah, Snowdrop, Children of the Night, and Double Rainbow. They were all good. I like them. So maybe I'll look at some fan works, but please don't send me scary stuff. It's like, cause I don't like that. All right. Second idea would be to read your fanfics with pictures over your voiceover. That would be great, except I definitely don't have the time or the ability to make all those pictures. It's like, that would sadly be a job in itself. It would be awesome, but I'd certainly like to do that, but there's no way I could do that. Unless somebody else out there wants to help me out with that. I mean, oh dear, that would be definitely a job in itself, though. But anyway, I would definitely love to add pictures and things to, BlueStar 1, 2, and 3, and possibly other things of BlueStar, whatever, we'll see. But I definitely don't have the time to do that. All right, okay, this says, third, do you get any ideas for my pony OCs? I think I'm going to interpret this as, do you have any ideas for my OC? Because I get this question a lot sometimes, like, hey, do you have any ideas about what I should do for my OC? Well, I think the real fun of making an OC is coming up with it yourself. That just like a cutie mark, it's not something that someone can tell you, it's only something you can discover for yourself. But my advice on figuring out what to do with OCs is to start with what you're interested in, who and what you really are. Not an easy question to answer, I have to admit, but still. But that's what, cutie marks and OCs are in a way about, for the most part, so that's cool. That's why I like them, they're cool. But anyway, that's why they're cool and stuff like that. Anyway, and also, if you were transported to Equestria, what would you do there? Where would you live? What would your job be? And stuff like that, because those things would probably answer a lot of the things and stuff like that. And obviously, what colors do you like, and things like that. Like, and stuff. It's like, definitely figure out, you. It's like, in a way, if you were transported to Equestria, what would you, how, if you, like, walk through the mirror in Equestria Girls and you turned into a pony, what would you be like? What would you expect yourself to look like and stuff like that? That might be an interesting idea to start with. But anyway, I don't know if that really helped or not. But anyway, in regarding the three species, or whatever, they've basically been in a way broken down by the community as basically as following: is that Pegasi are more athletic and adventurous, I think. Unicorns are like more intellectual and sadly can be snooty and things like that, as we see in Canter a lot. And Earth ponies have a strong connection with nature and unofficially are more physically strong and, as hinted at in simple ways, might have a really good work ethic and stuff like that, and which is cool. That's cool. Also, it might help to look at other people's OCs and find if there's something that you like and maybe borrow something from one or more OCs. But I would recommend against directly copying someone's OC. It's like borrow but don't steal in a way. Because that's no fun. Having it, like my OC is not a direct clone of this OC. But he's a modification of it. He's not a direct clone. But anyway. Because that would be no fun. Because that wouldn't be... But anyway, enough of that. This can be a very difficult process sometimes. but I think it's worth it in the end. It's definitely worth it in the end. So yo, stick at it and find your cutie mark, and it'll definitely be worth it in the end. Unless it's not a big deal to you. I mean, if you just want to make an OC and it doesn't have anything to do with you and stuff like that, then that's a completely different deal. I mean, I like making my OC basically me. If I was but he's just slightly better me. He's a more heroic me and stuff like that. I don't think I'd be able to do all the things that BlueStar attempts to do and stuff like that. But yeah, some people's OCs probably have nothing to do with who they are and stuff like that. That's fine too. But whatever. So, okay. Are you going to do non-MLP reactions? Well, I wasn't really planning on it. Certainly not now for the most part, because season 4 is, on the air, and I really have to get back into making focus on videos, reviews, and stuff like that during the week. Oh, by the way, I think I'm going to ask, do you want me to do, actual reviews? I mean, yes, I must admit the last couple ones have not been very good professional reviews and stuff like that. Like the last one was a quickie one that I just threw together because it's like, I should really do a review. I want to be considered an analyst, so I have to do a review, but it's like, I really waited way too long to do that, and I should have just gotten down and done it. Would you want me to do reviews? Because if nobody wants me to do reviews, or if I'm just repeating what I'm saying at the end of my Comrec videos, I won't bother and stuff like that. So, anyway, getting back to this question. But I will be doing a brief introduction to The World of Tanks. I was going to say beta, but it's no longer beta. It's coming out on February the 12th. Yo-ho! Unless something horrible happens in the next few days. Just want to prove that I actually was a beta tester to it, for it and stuff like that. And at some point, I probably will be making a full review on that game, because I like it. I sort of enjoy it from time to time. My opinions on that game are kind of confused sometimes, but anyway. I think that might be a thing that, I might actually do some sort of video game review things. Like, I definitely want to do, I think I probably will do a full review of Ghosts at some point and stuff like that. A better one. It's like an actual review rather than just, these are my initial thoughts and stuff like that. It's like, because that might be fun to do from time to time, just discuss a video game and stuff like that. But I think definitely not in the near future. Too much to do. I gotta get some other videos out of the way first and stuff like that. Let's see. Oh yes, I've also been thinking of doing a Comrac video for Sarah Bareilles. I don't know if that's her name. Her song Brave, because it's so awesome and I love it, and it's all over the radio. It's like saying do a reaction video to this, or a Comrac video to this, because again, it's not. I've seen it before. I've seen it repeatedly before, so it won't be a blind reaction video. It'll be a Comrac video. Details. Anyway, I'll probably put that one on my alternate channel, BlueStar Comractor, because it's an expendable channel. Anyway, in the off chance it gets hammered, it'll take out that channel and not this one. But I don't have any long-term plans to do My Little Pony content. Just maybe once in a while, and when I feel like talking about something, like maybe, like I might go. I was thinking I might actually go see the Lego Movie, maybe do a brief, review on that and stuff, and say, and stuff like that. But we'll see. I mean, I don't in the near future. I mean, I kind of have a few things, but I think in general, no, I don't intend to do non-MLP content because it takes up. Also, once season 4 is over, I'm gonna go back to finishing up season 1. Then season 2, then season 3, or maybe I'll take a break from though. Maybe I'll take a break from doing the Comrac videos and maybe do some focus on videos and stuff like that. I don't know. Things are that's definitely way in the future. Definitely not. Haven't figured that out just yet. Stuff like that. For I think long-term answer to the short answer to the question might be sort of. I mean, yeah, my written thing is like that short answer to the question was no, but I think sort of. But I'm confused. I haven't thought that far ahead, I guess. Anyway, so anyway, now moving on to some quiz questions. So, what is the name of Twilight's brother and his wife? Shining Armor and Princess Cadence, or her official name or her long name, Princess Mie Mora Cadenza. Oh yes, and by the way, I did not actually review the episodes or anything for these questions, so... Alright, so... Okay, so, what is the name of the unicorn who lived a long time ago and wrote many of the oldest spells in Equestria? Star Swirl the Bearded! I forget, is it Star Swirl or Star Swirled? I forget. Oh dear. Anyway, so, what is the name of the school in Equestria Girls? Canterlot High. What does Trixie obtain from the vending machine in Equestria Girls? Do I get extra points for getting the scene right? We'll see, because the great and powerful Trixie needs some peanut butter crackers. Ding! Voila! All right. Could not resist, could not resist. Why am I speaking a Russian accent? I'm losing my mind. Oh no. Oh dear. What is the name of Apple Bloom's friend from before she formed the Cutie Mark Crusaders? Twist. What happened to her? What happened to Twist? We haven't seen her in a long time, I think. Was she so depressed that she was dumped by Apple? Did I say Applejack? Apple Bloom. By Apple Bloom that that she moved to another school or something? I don't think so. I hope not. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been paying much attention to her, but I think she may be in the background somewhere. But anyway, so moving on. Who are your favorite MLP YouTube reviewers? Well, I must admit, pretty much the usual. Dr. Wolf, DigiBrony, Brony Curious. I Live Kim Possible a lot. She's really funny. I just like her because she's funny. And a recent addition, the guy from Forward Base Equestria, because I don't remember his name actually being stated, so I don't know. I was Military Brony's actual military personnel. They're cool. I might actually do a Comrack video for their thing of Wonderbolt's Academy, because they were just funny in that one. That one was great. I love that. They should do stuff like that more often. But anyway, yes. So, so by the way, for military, I have the utmost respect for real military personnel. So yes, thank you. It's like, I pretend to do this. You do this for real and stuff, and that's awesome. Thank you. It's like, I would not make it as a military person or a spec ops person. I'd be the guy hiding behind a rock going, ah! But you never know. Anyway, that was definitely not part of my notes. Anyway, enough of that. I really like Dr. Wolf and Forward Base Equestria because there's a little bit more down to earth than some of the other big name reviewers and stuff like that. And Forward Base Equestria always ends with, well, maybe I'm taking this too seriously, which I definitely agree with sometimes. I think sometimes the analysts analyze the show a little bit too much. It's like, I don't think we were meant to think about the show this much sometimes. And that's why all these problems start developing and stuff like that. It doesn't mean they deserve a pass or anything like that, but still, anyway. However, I do like the other analysts' more serious, in-depth analysis as well, and because it usually makes me think, and sometimes I think of things that I wouldn't have thought about myself. It's like, oh, you know what, you're right. Okay, cool. Okay, what did some teen dragons want Spike to do that he refused to do? Smash a phoenix egg into the ground. Losers. Why would you want to do that for, you losers? You murdering monsters! Okay, if you could change one episode's outcome, what one would you change and how? Well, not necessarily the overall outcome of the episode, but I would have changed Canterlot Wedding, where in the shot where they pan across the street where the main six are like running along and stuff, where they're trying to get to the elements of harmony, we'd see some of the royal guards like fighting and then get overwhelmed by like 5 changelings jumping on them like, ah! kind of like what happened with Applejack and stuff like that. I just would have liked to see the royal guard fight at all, because it just seems like they're hiding somewhere in their barracks or something, and they're nowhere to be found during the one time they would have actually had something to do. It's like, this is their job and they're not here. What gives? What gives? Where are they? Obviously, being a fan of the Royal Guard, this really annoys me. This is the one episode where they'd actually have something to do and they're not even here. What gives? Oh. Yes, it's like, I'd rather have them fight and get overwhelmed than not fight at all. It's like, they're outnumbered. That's fine with me. That's fine with knowing that there's a point where no one can win against these odds. You know, it's like, you're outnumbered. Sometimes it's just a point where no one can win against those odds. That's fine with me. But, you know, yeah, I mean, so you're not having them, that definitely would be better than not having them fight at all and stuff like that. Yeah, and one of my ultimate things with Candlelight Wedding is like it would have also been really cool to have had the ponies from Ponyville and or like oh darn I forget and or the Cloudsdale come and try to fight for Canterlot, roar, and maybe have all the characters from Ponyville be like Carrie being by like the Pegasi or something like that, and be like, "We must fight together so we can save Canterlot. Stand firm, my brothers." I love that. I must admit, I do. Stand firm, my brothers. I love that line. I must admit. It's like, yeah, I mean, even if they still lost, that would still be cool. And actually would be kind of in thing with the show itself. It's like, standing together and being there for your friends and everything, that would still be in the spirit of the show. So that would work, and I'd like that and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just like, as I've said many times in many of my early videos, like, they simply had to lose that fight. It was not, nothing. The show would never have a situation in a way where you overcome with military power and stuff like that, where you fight the way out of the situation. I don't think they'd ever do an episode entirely like that, but it would still be nice to have all the characters uniting to fight, even if they did have to lose and stuff like that. Anyway, what is the name of Daring Do's enemy? I'm certain to get this wrong, but I think I've gotten it. It's like Owie Zodel? I think that was right. I don't know how I remembered that name. It's like, I could never remember that name. That name was weird. Because I've never heard of that guy before, but anyway. What kind of gem did Spike give to Rarity? Why, and when was the last time it was seen? It was a fire ruby. And as far as I can remember, we only saw it in Secret of My Excess, so... Okay, so that is the end of the question. So yes, so I hope you enjoyed this 1,000 subscriber special and all that stuff. And as always, I appreciate all my subscribers and everybody commenting and liking. And I'm glad that my subscriber count is pretty much going up almost on a daily basis. So yes, one step closer to Brony domination. No, not really, but still, it definitely makes me feel better to see my subscriber count going up and not going down and stuff like that. It's like, I'm sure that won't, because I must admit, at the very beginning of this, it's like I was very disheartened because, like, I have like no subscribers and no one comments and no one likes and everything like that. I was depressed. I think my very first status update video was me complaining about that. I almost want to delete that one and stuff like that, because I'm sure I'm just complaining. It's like, the good news is, I will say this briefly, people who want to start out with this, is that often it'll be very slow. You won't get subscribers and stuff like that for a while, but if you make good content, you make consistent content, and you get yourself out there and let people know that you exist, eventually success will come and you'll get subscribers and stuff. And I'm really glad that comments are, the comment section in a way are people are commenting. I don't have to necessarily, I mean, as Brony said, that, a good comment section, you have a healthy one when comments are happening on their own and you don't have to intervene. You don't have to you basically don't have to keep that section alive. And I'm glad that that's for the most part, that appears to be happening to a point. That's starting to happen. So that makes me very happy. Oh no, yes. I do try to read all the comments. They're not getting out of hand at this point, not compared to DigiBrony, but I won't necessarily reply to every single one, but I will try to read them all. I do have to make a point of not relying on the notification system every time I get a new comment, because it's not 100% reliable, that sometimes it won't notify you that someone's left the new comments, or actually to go through and read all the comments, which is cool. I'm glad that there are more comments and stuff like that, but sometimes it gets kind of overwhelmed, because sometimes I forget, it's like, where did it's like, did this person say this in this one, or but again, I'm glad that there are comments. It's like, this is a problem that I'm glad to have and stuff like that. No, I do like comments, and I do try to read them all and stuff like that. So I do try to read them all. So yes, and again, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and being, I was just gonna say being there for me and stuff. Again, it catches me off guard, and I think I still don't understand it to a point that people actually like my stuff. and to some point, it actually means something to some people. That's cool, and if that's the case, I'm very glad for that. And that's actually a pretty cool honor in a way, if that's true or not. If that's true, I hope it is, and if it's not, Sorry. Try not to let my ego get the better of me and stuff like that. But anyway, but again, one last time, yes, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and I definitely appreciate every single one of you watching my videos, and I hope that you continue to enjoy them, and onwards and upwards, onwards and upwards. So, this is BlueStar. Stay strong and pony on. BlueStar out.